back to Vegging with Kimmy. It is all about this white thing that's mushy, watery, flavorless, shaped like a square. You guys guessing what I'm talking about? Even though it's already in the title, we talking about tofu. So put in the comments below if you like tofu or if you don't like tofu. Just let me know because I want to help you guys with tofu. I know there's a lot of people that they don't know what to do with it. It comes looking like this and no one knows what to do past this stage. So we're gonna make it super simple, easy peasy for y'all. Let's go. So today we're gonna go over how to prep your tofu, how to get it out of that package, what to do next after you get that jiggly white thing out and dump the liquid. And then after, I'm gonna show you a couple different ways to cook it and some of my favorite flavors and dishes to add it into. So super easy, and we'll do more recipes in the future that involve tofu. So to prep tofu, there isn't much you need to do. This is all you need. You need that kettlebell. You need a towel. Smell it first, make sure it's clean, know what you've been using it for first. And you need this handy dandy tofu knife. 2 cutting boards, and I will explain what we're gonna be doing with all of that. So it comes in a few different varieties. You have silken tofu, which it's almost liquid. It's barely firm or solid at all. It's great for adding into smoothies if you want to get an extra protein. Also, there is firm and extra firm. I don't know why my hands are like this. So there's firm and extra firm, and those are the best ones for cooking that I like to use. So they're firm, obviously, and tofu acts like a little sponge, so it's gonna absorb the flavors you add to it. So yes, it's essentially tasteless, but today I'm gonna show you how to get it to absorb those flavors. Bow, 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 bow. So the best part of doing this is it makes me clean out all the dishes. It's amazing. Anywho, so we got our tofu, got the tofu knife. Let's go. We're gonna dump out all the liquid. And we're just gonna rinse it off real quick. Get that tofu water off. Look at this big boy. Look at how chunky it is. Chunky. So the reason why we are going to press this is to get out all the liquid inside of it. My favorite way just to speed up the process is to cut this in half. We're gonna get our towel out. Here we go. Pretend like you're swaddling a little baby, but this little baby is made of soybeans and curdled, so nothing like a little baby. So I wrapped it that way. Now I'm gonna put this way. So there we go. Okay, so now it's wrapped. This is gonna absorb all of the liquid. I'm gonna get one more cutting board. This will go on top. Okay, I have a 10-pound kettlebell. I'm gonna make sure it's right in the center, equally displaced. Sometimes it'll squirt tofu out the sides because I've used too heavy of weights, but this is a 10-pound weight. You can use anything that has some weight to it. Books, big books, a dumbbell, and just leave it there as long as you have time. So if I'm cooking, I'll do this like at the beginning or like an hour before I start cooking, or if I'm going to be cooking the tofu later, then I do this right before I start cooking. So yeah. So while the tofu is pressing, I want to talk about storage methods. So this happens to me like every once in a while. I'll buy a bunch of tofu, think I'm going to use it, totally forget about it. So the proper technique on how to store your tofu is you take it out of the package and put it in a Tupperware and refill it with water. And every couple of days change the water. I don't really know why, but every time I've ever used tofu for something, that was always the directions I read. So if you know why, put it below. I'm guessing you just don't want nasty water and it keeps it fresh. But another way to store your tofu, this way is my favorite take it out, dry it off, rinse off the tofu, put it in a freezer baggie and put it in the freezer. Wait, before you freeze it though, cut it up to however you think you're gonna use it also. So like into steaks or little squares. Oh my gosh, this totally changes the texture of the tofu. It makes it super chewy and firm. It's so good. So that's my favorite way. I'm gonna have a really strong neck after doing all these videos from poking my head in here. But anyways, so I'm gonna work on the marinades. I'm just gonna show you two of my favorite ones. The first one will be a little Asian flavor one. So I like to just marinate it in Tupperware, super easy. Then just put the top on, shake it all up, throw it in the fridge, and every once in a while shake it up again. So we're gonna use rice vinegar, garlic, and sesame oil, just a little bit. This really, the flavor of sesame oil is so good. We're just gonna use a tiny bit. The flavor is so strong. So we're gonna get our garlic. Let's get a little crazy. We'll do 3 tablespoons. That might be, oh, okay. If you're doing a whole block of tofu, do 3 tablespoons. We're only gonna do half a block. So 1.5 tablespoons. We're gonna take our sesame oil and we just want 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. For rice vinegar, we're gonna do about, let's see, take off this weak pouring spout thing. Okay, get out the tablespoon. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Let me see, let me mix it up. Now that we have that, we're just gonna set it aside and wait for the tofu. Our next one will just be 1 ingredient, Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I mean, this is my favorite hot sauce. Look y'all, I'm a weenie when it comes to spicy food and hot sauces, but I love Frank's. It tastes so good. So all we're gonna use is just this, and it tastes great. We're just gonna blob some in here. I'm not even gonna measure. You just want enough to cover the tofu. Okay, that's it. It's time to unveil the tofu. I'm gonna show off my strength right now. Ooh. Remove the next level. Alrighty. Not looking too bad. And now, flip that open. I'm gonna flip the bottom part. Oh, look at that tofu juice. Juicy. You can already feel it. It's less squishy, definitely more firm, feeling dry. Okay, time to cut up these little things. I don't know why I keep slapping them. It makes me feel weird. Okay, start with tofu knife. You learn some really cool tricks once you get experienced in the tofu world. So, now that we got them all chopped up, I just showed you 2 different ways you can do this. We have our cubed ones. We'll use this one for the Asian sauce, and then we'll use these ones. They're like little tofu steaks, and we'll soak these in the Frank's hot sauce. And we're gonna cook them 2 different ways, just to give you an example of what you can do with this beautiful white, chunky, mushy, watery, flavorless square that you started out with. So first up, we're gonna get the Asian marinade. I'm gonna put all our little cubies on in here. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. And the other nice thing is now that you have them cut up, there's more surface area that can absorb the flavor, makes it go a little quicker. We're gonna shake. We're gonna pop it in the fridge. Start this in the beginning of the day and cook it later. Try to do at least 15 to 30 minutes. Sheesh, already a lot of the liquid is already gone. Next up, our Frank's. Okay. A nice little massage. These are like little buffalo steaks, essentially. Or you can make them into bites, cut them into squares too. Really versatile. I've been known to eat an entire block of tofu. I've done meal prep making both these recipes and have eaten almost all the tofu and had to make more. So, that's how good these recipes are. To the fridge. real quick, puppy intermission. Let's go. Tofu time. So we're gonna be cooking our 2 different styles of tofu 2 different ways. 2 different ways. 2 different ways. Whoo! There's like 0 liquid left right now. It's just some garlic and some tofu. Oh, there we go. There goes a piece. Wait, let's try it real quick. Oh, I'm sure that was a good face. Oh god, that tastes so good. Air fryer, really easy. Open it. I'm gonna dump the tofu in. Look, there's the tofu. I'm gonna slide this back in. 400. We're gonna start with 10 minutes and I'll check it from there. We're gonna hit play or start. Look at those, 10 minutes in the air fryer. Nice and crispy. They are so good. I snuck one already. And so you can throw these in to any, hey guys, so you can throw these into like any stir fry, anything with vegetables, add some rice, super good. The second way we're gonna do our tofu is we got our Frank's / buffalo sauce little steaks. We're gonna put them on this griddle. Every few minutes, we're just gonna flip these over just to make sure they're not burning and sticking. Oh, look, they're changing colors. So, great idea. What you can do with these, put these on a roll. You can get fancy with it, make a little buffalo sandwich. I love buffalo sandwiches. You've recently taken meat out of your diet and you miss like buffalo chicken sandwiches and stuff. This is a great substitute. So you can also throw this in the air fryer too. So sometimes if you're cooking on the griddle or in a pan, it'll be the same method. And this requires a lot of flipping. You don't want it to stick, you don't want it to burn, but the longer you cook it on like a medium heat or a higher medium heat, it'll start to dry it out some to make it chewier, make it firmer. So yeah, that's my method. So like every 5 minutes I'll flip it. So I decided, after I talked about making a buffalo sandwich, to dig around and see what I had. So I had a wrap. Well, I stole my boyfriend's wraps. And then I had some lettuce. I got some basil I'm going to place. There we go. Some crunch. I wish I never use veganese or vegan mayo, but this is the first time. I wish I had some. Would be for this sandwich and make it perfect. So let me just lay those babies on there. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. There. Is that good? I got too much rat. I don't need this much rat. There. Problem solved. That buffalo tofu, it is so good. The chewiness, the flavor, nothing's overpowering. It's amazing. Tofu is magical, it really is. Takes on whatever flavor you put on it. If you do eat meat, use your favorite marinade, whatever your favorite sauce is. Just make sure you press out the tofu and then stick it in a little container or Ziploc baggie with their favorite flavorings. Even dry rub. Dry rub it, cook it in the pan, cook it in the air fryer, we'll stick it in the oven. But yeah, that was just 2 ways. So in the future, we'll make a video on all the other ways. We'll do tofu part 2 and all the ways you can cook tofu. So we'll see. Let me know if you guys try any of the recipes, if I maybe taught you something, how to handle tofu, if it's a little less scary. So you guys are great. Thank you so much for coming back to watch me. Please subscribe if you like the videos. Give me a thumbs up. That's what all the YouTubers say, right? So, bye guys.